Hello again, folks. Here's another movie that I found in my Croczilla 7 bonus movies package DVD here. And which one do you think I picked? Well, it's in the title of the video, so I guess you already know. It's The Killer Shrews. Killer Shrews, holy shit. Now apparently Mystery Science Theater 3000 did this one. I haven't really ever watched much of that show, surprisingly. So I haven't actually seen their riff take on The Killer Shrews, and I had no idea what to expect with this movie. I didn't look it up on Wikipedia or anything, or Rotten Tomatoes or nothing before I watched this. I just put it on. I was like, Killer Shrews, that sounds like it's going to be really fucking stupid. Oh, and I was not disappointed. So it's not that stupid. It's not a stupid movie, but there's a lot of poorly made and poorly executed things that happen in this movie, or that are shown in this movie. I mean, the actors all seem to be fine. They're, with the drama cranked up to 11. By the way, this is 1959, so, the acting is what it was. It took me a while to realize it, but the lead actor in here looks very familiar. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out who this guy was. His name is James Best, and he is probably most well known as Roscoe P. Coltrane, the sheriff of Hazard County, from, of course, the Dukes of Hazzard, which would have been about 20 years after this. Anyway, he's the captain of this boat, and there's only the two of these guys on it. They're delivering supplies to this remote island, and there's like the scientists doing studies of shrews on the island. Most of this movie is talking. It gets really boring. They're just talking and drinking and smoking and drinking and talking and smoking and drinking and talking and smoking and drinking and talking. And then every once in a while you see what's supposed to be a killer shrew, a giant shrew, which is really just a dog with a fucking shag carpeting on his back. It's so bad. They show us an actual shrew, and they don't even really give you a close-up on it, because you might look at it and go, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't look like a dog. But it's just like a little rodent, and they just dangle it by its tail or whatever, and they show the guy, and they're like, we've been experimenting with these, and yeah, but when it comes time to show these like giant mutated shrews, in all the action scenes, they're just dogs. They're trained dogs to attack people or to like jump on them or whatever. And they put in weird sound effects and everything, and they give them like this extra long fur on it and stuff. And every once in a while you get a close-up where you get like a puppet giant shrew, and they look so terrible, but they have these gigantic teeth, and a couple times when they like break through the walls or they break through the doors and stuff, and they dig underneath the floor. And okay, so they're trapped on this island, and these giant shrews are running around, and they're inside this compound. They're getting attacked by these giant shrews because they're starving to death, and they want to get in and eat all the people. And then they have to escape and get to the boat to get off the island, but they have to spend the night because there's a hurricane. But they have to eventually get out of the compound and get onto the boat, which of course they do, because that's the climax of the movie. But it's funny how they do it, because what they do is they put together a bunch of like oil barrels or something, and they weld them all together, and they get underneath them, and they make like a tank, and they just slowly walk to the beach under this like tank thing or whatever. And meanwhile, these like giant killer shrews jumping at the windows that they've cut into this tank, and you see like the big teeth coming in and like their evil eye looking through and stuff, and it's not nearly as exciting as it might sound. But yeah, they just fucking A-team it out of there all the way down to the beach. Love it when a plan comes together. And yeah, that's Killer Shrews. This is a really short movie. I think this one was like 69 minutes or something like that. And thank God for that, because if it were any longer, it would just be more scenes of people drinking. Holy shit, did they drink a lot. This all takes place in one night, and I swear they must go through like about 3 or 4 bottles of whiskey or gin or whatever the hell they're drinking. And smoking, everybody's smoking like crazy. 1959, man, that's just what you did. Everybody except for Roscoe and the professor and his daughter die. movie's over. They leave the island. Eventually, the shrews are just going to eat each other, and they're going to go extinct and whatever. Yeah, Killer Shrews is quite a movie. Just some of the lines are so bad. Bad special effects, like bad special effects. Now, I didn't enjoy this one as much as Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, but I was entertained. So I'm going to give The Killer Shrews what I think is a very generous D+. Because it's a badass movie. Like, not badass, like, ooh, it's so badass. No, but it's bad motherfucking movie. But I got a laugh out of it. And seeing Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane shooting the dogs with shag carpeting on their back was pretty fun. So yeah, D+. So my goal is to eventually watch all the movies on this Croczilla collection. Now that I've looked into it a little more deeply, I think Croczilla is probably going to be the last one that I watch. Because Croczilla, from what I know, is like it's a Chinese movie, I believe. But it's very recent. And it seems like, okay, this is going to be bad. But it seems to me, like, at least by the description on the back, it sounds a little more boring than these other ones. And it's a lot longer. So yeah, I think I'm going on to maybe Piranha or Giant Gila Monster next. We'll see. So, until next time, have a good one, everybody.